Hey, what's going on, guys? And today I wanted to do a quick video review for the Instant Pot. So this is a really unique device where I know for many of you, you might be thinking, you know, back years ago, these pressure cookers were actually quite dangerous, but over the last few years, these have become much more normalized in kitchens and just being utilized for cooking. So I'm gonna go through some of the features, talk a little bit about this, and just give you some of my overall thoughts on actually using this as something to cook with. So it's a fairly large, good sized device. You know, to compare this, you know, we've got, I don't know if I really have something good I can compare it to. We do have like an oven over here that we use. This is kind of like a countertop oven that's a fairly good size. So, you know, this is still going to take up a good amount of counter space. Overall, the functions of it are fairly straightforward. You basically have this large lid that can come off very easily. This basically just spins off, and then you have a large silver container here that sits inside. It's basically a stainless container. This has measurements on it that you can use for measuring out if you need to add liquid to this, like say you're doing a recipe that includes like chicken broth, for example. You've got those measurements there on the side. This basically sits inside this large tub. This has a little bit of give to it, but more or less this is the heating element inside. So this can easily be taken out and cleaned, run through the dishwasher. I will say that of use over time, this will start to like wear down, and as you can see, we've got a little bit of wear and tear, but it still works perfectly fine. The great thing about this is you can get replacements, or maybe you want to get an extra one just to have it, in that way if you're doing more cooking, you know, and this one's dirty, you don't have to worry about cleaning it constantly. In terms of the functionality of the unit, you have different preset buttons here, anything from poultry to beans, chili, meat, stew, soup. You can do rice, multigrain food, porridge, and you can also steam. And then they've even got a yogurt button. You can keep food warm, and then you've also got different pressure modes, so you can do less pressure, medium, or high pressure. And you've also got options for slow cooking, sautéing. You can do manual settings as well as setting a timer. So most recipes that you're going to find for this, you can get various cookbooks all across Amazon for the Instant Pot. You'll basically find that they're going to give you very specific instructions of how to utilize whatever recipe that you're going to be cooking. Now, the great thing about Instant Pot is most of the recipes are more or less involving you just adding multiple things into the Instant Pot, and you may be running into circumstances where you're turning it off, maybe adding something after a certain set amount of time, but generally everything is just going into the pot, and then you're just taking this cover. You're basically lining this up, which is fairly easy because there's a piece here that's going to slip into this back plate, and then you're more or less closing it. So you'll hear like a little chime, as you can hear there. This basically indicates that it's now closed. And the way that the Instant Pot's actually going to work is you have this piece here that you can move left or right, and if it's in the, this is actually the sealing position. It's a little bit tough to read, but this says sealing here, and then this is the venting position. So if we're in sealing position, this means that the whole unit's closed and basically it's all pressurized. When we've hit our time and we've, you know, let's say been cooking our chicken or whatever it may be, our soup, you're all done and basically the recipe's good, you turn this to venting, and this will actually vent the pressure and all the steam out of the unit. Now, in terms of the food quality coming out of this, because of the way that it's actually cooking the food, you're going to end up with basically like a fall off the bone kind of effect with anything that you cook. It's going to really give you almost like as if you've been doing something in the slow cooker for 4 hours. It's going to give you that effect in like 20 to 30 minutes. So the really nice thing about this is that you don't need to spend a lot of time thinking about, like, you know, if you really haven't come up with a dinner plan for that night and you know that you have the ingredients for something, you could whip it together, cook it in like 30 minutes or less, have it ready to go, and it's going to come out as though you just cooked it for 4 hours in a slow cooker. Now, again, you definitely want to follow the directions on anything that you do, because if you end up, and of course my cat's going to join me for the review, if you end up with anything where, you know, you're basically in a circumstance where with this particular device, you're going to end up wanting to make sure that you follow directions really, really well with any recipes that you're doing in it, because if you don't, then you may find that something may end up like drying out, or it's just not going to come out as the quality you would have expected. I think other than that, I mean, it's a really nice device. You can find lots of recipes online, and overall, we've been very happy with it. I'll actually leave a link below where you can grab this on Amazon. There are different variations of it, so you may find, depending on the Amazon listing that you're looking at, you may find that there's more or less functions, because there are different models of this that include more or less functions. But you know, I would look around, just kind of decide on one, and then go with that based on what you believe you're going to be using it for. So anyway, I'll leave that link below. If you guys decide to pick it up through my link, link. I'll leave that link below this video. I will actually earn a small commission. You guys will pay the same, but I do, you know, get a nice little credit for that, and I certainly appreciate it. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll talk to you later.